Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, guys. Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje is officially confirmed, and this is probably the worst lightweight title fight we could have had because Justin Gaethje, like if it was the Justin Gaethje from 2 or 3 years ago, I would say yeah. Like in this situation, yeah, he actually has a chance to beat Ilia, but the thing is, Arman is fighting Dan Hooker, so that's that. When it comes to the next best thing for Ilia Topuria, I really don't understand why anyone would think like Paddy Pimblet is less deserving than Justin Gaethje because listen, Justin Gaethje is a dog. Like he's a genuinely an amazing fighter, and his legacy is insane. Like he has a lot of knockouts. He always delivers, and absolutely amazing. And here's the thing though, like Justin was supposed to fight Dan Hooker in UFC 313, and Dan Hooker pulled out, of course. And then Justin Gaethje had to fight a 2 weeks notice Rafael Fiziev in a rematch, you know, and he couldn't even knock him out. Like bro, like when you can't knock out a guy who is way above in the rankings compared to the opponent you are supposed to face, and who is in 2 weeks notice, and you can't even knock him out, like bro, like you obviously don't deserve the title shot after you. Justin Gaethje is 1-1 in his last 2 fights. He got brutally knocked out by Max Holloway, and then came back in UFC 313 and delivered an absolute performance. But it wasn't a knockout, as I said. He didn't look unstoppable. He got hurt against Fiziev now. So, and the thing is, Justin Gaethje also said that like if he doesn't get the title shot, if Justin Gaethje does not get the title shot, then he will retire. And to that, Dana responded by saying, if the word retirement comes to your head, you should retire. So at that time, Dana clearly denied Justin for the next title shot, and obviously it makes sense. That was vintage Dana. That's the Dana that we love. Like that's the Dana that used to be. But here's the thing: like after saying that, after making that huge of an amazing statement, why is Justin versus Ilia happening? Like bro, like honestly, like bro, it's insane because like at that time, it felt normal. Like yeah, of course, like Dana, he obviously just had that situation with Thomas Brown and John Jones. Like he's mad, and it makes sense to cancel Justin Gaethje for title fight, or like giving him another fight until if he actually wants to fight for the title. That makes sense. But instantly giving him a title shot, but just over like beating Rafael Fiziev, Rafael Fiziev, the 2 shot in Rafael Fiziev, and like not being able to knock him out. Like that's just absolutely insane, I think. And the reason, now I'm gonna tell you the reason why Paddy Pimblet is clearly more deserving. Listen, Paddy is actually active. He is actually active. He is actually fighting. He is actually fighting top. He's actually climbing the rankings. Like he's a guy who Justin is being judged off of his legacy, not his recent performances. But and guess what? Legacy is irrelevant when it comes to fighting for the title. Obviously, it doesn't matter how good you are. Like let's say if you wanna say, for example, what's his name, Aljamain Sterling deserves a title shot at featherweight because of his legacy. That's absolutely insane, bro. Like it doesn't matter how good his legacy is. His resume is absolutely shit. Justin Gaethje. Like honestly. But like compared to what he's actually saying, meanwhile on the other hand we have Paddy Pimblet. This guy, he has been on a tear. Like he submitted Bobby Green, last year in UFC 304 in the first round, and then in this year he fought Michael Chandler and knocked him out. And like that was an amazing performance. Like honestly, like performance of the night, fight of the night, in my opinion. And the thing is, like it was so satisfying to watch because I personally hate Michael Chandler so much, and it was honestly like beautiful to see Chandler get brutalized by such an amazing and beloved fighter like Paddy Pimblet. And the thing is, Paddy is actually active, and he is actually he looked levels above Chandler, and his chin was also tested in that fight. Chandler couldn't even hurt him. Like he landed shots, but he did not hurt him. Paddy Pimblet. And the other thing is, after UFC, after international fight, UFC 317, the face off that happened with Paddy and Ilia, like they have an insane rivalry. I'm pretty sure like Ilia really respects Justin Gaethje, and Justin doesn't have any personal beef with Ilia. Now Justin is a good talker, but like it's against someone who actually hates. Anyway, so the thing is like we have an insane rivalry here with Paddy and Ilia. Like, why the hell isn't UFC marketing on this? The only reason that I can think of why the UFC did not make Paddy versus Ilia is they don't they don't want to make that fight until and unless they actually realize that Paddy has even a bit of a chance, because Paddy is obviously like one of the biggest stars. He's undefeated in the UFC, and like honestly, like if they lose Paddy Pimblet, like what does lightweight have left at this point? Islam moved up to welterweight. The champion is Ilia Topuria. There's no clear number one contender, though I think the number one contender is, in my opinion, it's obviously Paddy the very Pimblet. Obviously, because he's like as I said, he's actually fighting. He's actually delivering good performance. And remember, the Chandler that Paddy fought, like knocked out in the third round, right? That is the same Chandler who Charles Oliveira could not finish in 5 rounds. Like just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. That just goes to show like how impressive of a performance Paddy delivered against what's the name, Michael Chandler. Yeah. Anyways, the situation in my opinion is absolutely crazy. Justin Gaethje should never get a title shot by beating a 2 weeks notice Rafael Fiziev. That's why, guys, you guys definitely make sure to watch you guys think, and I'll see you guys. Assalamu alaikum.